This project is about using philosophical inquiry for developing young children's sense of self through using artwork as a provocation.
Philosophy for Children is a thinking skills programme. It aims to support children to think in a way that is reasonable, help them to be more considerate, more thoughtful in their thinking, more able to reflect. As well as a thinking skills programme, it also has benefits in helping children to understand about democracy and in terms of their social and emotional well-being, their mental well-being. So predominantly a thinking skills programme, but lots more benefits too.
So phase one was a pilot when we brought a group of children to look at using artwork as a provocation within Tate Gallery. But it was an unfamiliar situation, so it was very much about an evaluation so that we could build on it, ready for phase two.
Let's just say we're all ready. Naomi, are we ready to get started, do you think? Can I ask you to find other children whose artwork matches yours and whose artwork makes a shape with yours?
So what you need to do? You have to figure this out.
Another way you just made connections with different cards, so you made one picture. I want you to find two things there and make connections.
Put the different clothes in there.
Oranges and eggs? Why have you put oranges and eggs together? They're both food. Daisy, well done.
Phase two was about building on the philosophical skills that are needed, such as reasoning, making connections, building on ideas, being open to new ideas, agreeing, disagreeing, so that children were familiar with those skills so that they could then use them to use artwork as a provocation. Phase two took place at the children's school, which was very familiar, where the children felt comfortable and was appropriate for them to develop the underpinning skills of P4C.
Can you make connections between your animals? Have you all found something the same about your animals? Have you found something the same about these two? Yeah. Super. Have you found something the same about these three? Okay, let's ask over there. What have you found that's the same about those three?
Because the black.
They've all got some black on their bodies.
Philosophy for Children supports children academically. It enables them to think laterally, to broaden their thinking, to think about big ideas, to engage critically with their learning, what they see around them. So it absolutely supports their academic outcomes.
Nope, that's fine. If anyone else has got something to share, Andy's got his hand out, he's got his palm, he's remembered that we share like that.
I did.
So, Michael, who would you like to choose with the boys and girls? You've got the hand out. Emmy. Which one would you rather have? You'd rather have this one, the Quint Tandem. Why would you rather? Can you say, I would rather have the Quint Tandem? Because Why would you rather have that one? Excellent idea, that is superb. Did you hear what she said, Caleb? She said she would rather have the quintandem because she'd have her friends with her on there.
Philosophy for children can be a challenge for teachers because so often within schools we're expected to know the answers. We often ask questions and we've already got the answers in our heads, and it's up to the children to tell us what we already know. But actually, when when questions are asked about justice, poverty, beauty, how we relate to one another, we haven't got the one right answer in our heads as teachers. So actually it challenges us as well, and it puts us on an equal level with the children because we are inquiring together.
So I'm just going to listen to what you say and maybe just ask some questions. But can you tell one another what you have enjoyed about doing philosophy sessions, please?
We let people talk on this. We let people talk when we've had our tea.
What's the thinking time help you to do, Caleb, when you've had thinking time?
Help you to talk.
Why does thinking time help you to talk?
Because it's helping you to think for more words.
Wow, thinking time helps you to think of more words. What do you think, Michael? What does thinking time help you to do?
Think a lot and makes me relax.
Helps you to relax, so you feel comfortable in the group. Okay. And when you feel relaxed, what does that help you to do?
Makes me feel calm.
Okay. So philosophy makes you feel calm? I can tell you act calm in philosophy.
I think it's been really interesting, hasn't it, to watch the philosophy for children being facilitated by yourselves and with us being able to use what we learned from our training sessions as well. And I think it's just enabling us to deliver it in school. At first we were a little apprehensive whether it would go above the children's heads and whether they will be able to kind of participate, but actually they're really, really good. And they are using all the different, the 4 C's. We can see the caring, the critical thinking, the collaboration and the creativity really coming through. So I think as a school, it will be a real benefit for us to move forward with philosophy for children and then for the children to develop life skills, really.
And this week I've had a session with nurseries at the beginning. They get the idea of choosing. We did what would they like to be? It was a dragon, a princess and an elephant. So they were able to easily decide which one that they would like to be, but then it was the reasons they found a little bit difficult and a lot more questioning from myself and examples. But I think within time, starting in the summer term for those who are ready, you can see lots of benefits and then ready for moving on into reception. So the basis hopefully would have started in nursery and then made the way through the school.
I was really impressed when the children were able to use I agree and I disagree in context. I thought that was brilliant, and they were able to kind of use their own opinions and not think about not maybe necessarily rely on the other children's ideas. They were really coming up with their own and expressing their own opinions, which I thought was really, really positive.
Lovely, thank you. I like the idea as well. For me, watching the children from the start to where they are today after that inquiry, and it slows the thinking down, which is I think what Michael was saying as well when he said he's comfy, he feels calm, he's relaxed.
Yeah.
And there's not that pushing through an agenda and the time is eking away. And it is that time just to protect and have, okay, it's allowed to think and take the time to think.
Definitely.
The third phase was about using artwork as a provocation to support a philosophical inquiry so that their sense of self could be developed. Phase 3 took place at Tate Liverpool.
There are many branches of philosophy, and often within schools we find ourselves focusing on ethics, how we are in the world, how children live in the world and how we relate to one another. So we engage in that ethical philosophy. But actually, aesthetics has a huge wealth of opportunities for inquiry. Exploring art, initially exploring things that are real to the children, artwork that they can look at and interpret and ask questions about, then looking at more abstract art and beginning to ask questions about meaning, and then looking at art and beauty and the interaction between the two, trying to form an understanding of what is art and who decides what art is, where the power lies within artistic communities. So there's lots to explore with regards to art and philosophy, the aesthetic branch of philosophy, and it's really rich. It's a really rich tradition within philosophy.
I think the gallery adds an extra dimension in the way that the artwork allows the children to tap into their own personal unconscious understanding of what their interests are.
We're going to imagine it's a space rocket. Because you told me that last time. Imagine if you were in there and you could travel in time and space. You could travel anywhere in that space rocket. I want you to think about, you're not going to shout it out, it's thinking time. So if you were in that rocket and you could travel anywhere, time and space, I want you to think about where you would go to and why you're going to go to that place. Have a bit of thinking time and look with your eyes where the space rocket's gone to.
Is there a connection? Is there something the same or similar to this artwork and that artwork?
Go to space.
You think it's space. The space rocket has actually travelled to space.
Now, we're going to sort of finish now with a question. Would you rather go to space with your friends, or would you rather go to space with your family?
Imagine you're going to space then. Would you take your family or would you take your friends? Why would you take, I would rather take my family to space because... Why would you want your family there?
So we can my family. Because my friends will be here, my cousins will be here.
My name's Katie McCall. I'm the Early Years and Families Curator at Tate Liverpool. I was really interested and excited about exploring how we might use P4C here at Tate Liverpool, as I could see lots of overlap with current gallery practice in terms of using the gallery as an alternative learning environment, using artworks as provocations to explore ideas and concepts, and also to sort of develop children's sense of self and their communication and language skills.
Think about what we're seeing, and it might be, you might have all different kinds of thoughts, and it could be about lots of different things. I would like you to look at it and tell me what interests you about that picture.
One's upside down, one's the right way.
That puzzles me actually. One's upside down and one's up the right way. Can you all see that?
A shoe.
A shoe has come off.
Oh yeah.
The shoe has come off just by the apple. That interests me. I wonder why the shoes come off.
Our our workshops are currently led by artists, and I was keen to see how trained P4C facilitators would use our collection in the workshops. And I was really impressed with the children's concentration and the time they took to interpret the artworks and spend time sort of engaging with one particular artwork, and that really impressed me. And I might take parts of P4C and use them in our workshops.
So what we're thinking for Phase 4 is that as a way of building on the artwork as a provocation for philosophical inquiry is to use some artwork experiences with the children so that they can make something tangible that then enables them to process their thinking and to use the language in a different way that will help them to engage at a deeper level. I hope the legacy of this project will be that children develop a sense of themselves, they develop a sense of who they are, their own identity, what their interests are, so that they have an understanding of their likes and their dislikes, and they're able then to respect other people's interests and also to respect difference in a respectful way.